Hello, my friends. Today we're still looking up, believing that we can reach any height. On the political front here in America, the Democrats, with the Vice President, Ms. Harris, and her partner, Waltz, they are traveling the nation and they are seemingly exposing people to a newness of a political movement that has joy. And that's good. That's really good. Especially when we have seen so much hate and fear and lies, and it's been going on for such a long time. It seems to have been, to a certain degree, normalized and actually given consideration when even presenting itself against a fact. And in many instances, are chosen over facts. My, this is when things can move. They are saying to everybody, things can move. Even lies move. Even hatred and bigotry and stuff like that moves. It causes disaster. It causes pain and suffering. It causes people to distrust one another. It causes the world that we live in. But that's why we are here, to make a change. Let me tell you, I believe this. Now, you can disagree with me if you do. But I believe that every individual on the face of the earth desires food. I don't believe anybody want to consider living without food because they know, based upon the evidence that we have here, you can't do it. So everybody wants food. Even a newborn baby can't talk really in a language that we can understand, or maybe we do. Because when that baby gets hungry, that baby starts crying. And when that baby is fed, that baby stops crying. So everybody, it was designed that way. That every human being on the face of the earth requires, not only desire, but requires food to survive. Every last one of us. Who amongst us don't want food? Or who amongst us got this here desire to cause other people to not have food? Who amongst us want other folks to be hungry? Are there any of us that really want other people to be hungry? Of course not. There might be a couple hiding out there someplace, ashamed. But no, most for the most part, every human being, for the one, wants to be fed and wants everyone else to be fed. Because to accept the idea that one person might not be fed when they're absolutely hungry means that you, put in the same situation, might be brought out the same way. Can't get food. Now, what I say about food, I say about all things that are essential: clothing and shelter. Shelter. I was thinking earlier today when I was thinking about everybody having housing, and I was saying, based upon the system that allows everyone to have housing according to their own choosing, and the thought crossed my mind: what if everybody wants a mansion? Well, it appears that if you can afford it, everybody want to get them a mansion. So, in this new ideal world that I'm sharing with you, that we can all live in, and we can have whatever we want, wouldn't that mess things up? Wouldn't everybody want a mansion? And I would say to you, of course not. No one would want a mansion. See, a mansion when you start thinking about stuff like that, you're talking about having access to stuff that other folks don't, other folks can't. That sets you aside as being something special. But if everybody can have a mansion, the special person might be someone who got a little small house, a little rambling lot there. Everybody want to get a small house. Nobody wants a mansion. So what I'm saying, when you got access to have whatever you want, and you know you can have whatever you want, it's like going to the buffet. You might not have known how it operated, so you went in and tried to get everything you could one time. Going back a couple of times, you find out you can get what you want when you want. So you start acting like you had some sense. So this is what I'm saying. I'm saying that when you can have anything that you want when you want, you will recognize soon that you don't want that much. Now, wanting it when you know you can have it it's like having it. When you know you can, it's like having it. So the want won't be that at. Not to try to get you from wanting things. I just want to tell you how this thing operates. All of these things that basically are common amongst us, as we described there: food, clothing, shelter, so on and so forth, designed that way. Now, we are different people. We got different shades. History tells us we might have come from different places. We got different cultures. We got all of that stuff. But basically, those things that are essential for us, they are common. They are part of those things that are common. I don't care where you come from. So when we're speaking of those things that are absolutely necessary and they're coming amongst us, then one of the greatest things that we can do is to make sure that we have the type of relationship where all of us have access to. But we got different gods, really. What I mean by that, we listen to different voices. We do different things to achieve certain ends. And sometimes they're kind of contradictory to others. So we got a problem. And yet, we still got the commonality and we got the necessity. So, can your God, the one that you listen to, fix the problem? That's what I'm saying. That's what everybody should be asking. And if your God can only fix the problem and work for you, that ain't no God. That's just your boss. But a God is one that made sure that everybody gets hungry, made sure also that everybody have food, and so on through the line, as we mentioned earlier. So this is why it's so important that you get introduced to the God that cares about every last one of you, that cares about every last one of you. These various gods that we are familiar with as we represent the earth got us doing certain things that allow for the world and our nations to be and act just like they are. And we are in a situation where we're going through some stuff, real stuff, outside of just politics. It's with nature. Whether we don't know whether we've done something wrong and nature's just responding to our neglect, or whether divinely we are being punished for something. Many of us who believe about certain kinds of gods can accept stuff like that. The floods are coming. The neighborhoods, the towns are being destroyed. The insurance companies can't deal with all of that. The force that you got, the system, within the system cannot accommodate. And so things are not being rebuilt as they should. The people are going through all kinds of suffering. And the systems that we live under does the best that it can. And there are others talking about this does too much and they should do less. It's like you have the conservatives. Some people say, well, you're going to the right. Conservative mean holding back. That's just to put it bluntly, as people who are poor understand it. Conservative mean holding back. And the further you go to the right, the more you hold back. the tighter you are, the tighter you are, and the more suffering and pain that you cause, the more suffering and pain that you cause. Then on the other hand, they say when you go to the left, you're giving it up. You're giving up everything. You're giving up everything. Well, let's look at the extreme of going to the left. You're giving up everything. You're giving up everything. What does that basically end up saying? It ends up saying that nobody's without. Now, somebody may say, well, when no one was without, what's left for the rest? Hey, that's what I'm trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. God is in charge of that. Our duty, our responsibility is to one another, that no pain and suffering is a result thereof. That's our responsibility. Not to beat nobody side the head, not to cause any pain and suffering. If we do the right thing and pain and suffering comes from it, it is God's response time. And I guarantee you, you don't have anything to worry about when it comes down to God. So ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to take another moment in time to tell you, to say to you, that a lot of things are going on in the world. But you still have the responsibility for you. You can think that you say, I went with this church, I went with this government, I didn't make any difference. That if you're on the wrong track, you're going right where it goes. And you're not going to be excused for nothing. You are in charge of you. At least you have been given that authority. Now you can give it away, which we have. That's what we've done. All of us have done it. Hold up your hand. Guilty, guilty. We've all given up our own personal authority to others that control us. Which the evidence is when we can't do the things we want to do. Little simple things like our cars break down. We can't get our cars fixed. Your refrigerator might break down. You have problems with that. Your tiles in your floor might get cracked and you want to fix that, but that's something that you just can't get done right now. Your rain might come through your ceiling and you want to fix it, but the problems just come and you, oh man. But the master had a plan for that. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it is simple as 1, 2, 3. I do not care what and how your system operates. Capitalism, Americans know how it operates. Even if you don't know what capitalism operates, you know what your money does. And you know when you got it and when you don't. And you know the story about it, behind it. But I want to tell you how the plan, the simple plan is. The very simple plan is to meet all of your wants, all of your needs, all of your desires, so you can be satisfied when you call on them. Live in peace, be prosperous, free, and with joy and happiness, and you live your dreams. All of this, that masterful love of that invisible God that you cannot see, that has no color as far as we can tell, but is the master of love, has set it up in such a way that each of us, this is how we get on a level playing field. Everybody's on a level playing field. Each of us choose a career. We've already done it, but I'm just giving you some insight on how you do it. A career that gives you your greatest joy. And this is your responsibility to society. And whatever you need or require to become, if you're not already, the best that you can possibly be, to give the best that this nation could ever get. You, a servant to the people of this nation, to this world, and this world a servant to you. My, you are somebody. As every last one of you. Nobody's bigger than you and nobody's under you. Everybody's somebody. And all of the resources that's created by the hands of man are at the access to everybody who want to, need, or desire. Don't cost you nothing. You don't have to lie, cheat, steal, kill, hate, be a racist, a bigot. You don't need no bosses, no racists, no haters. Man, need I say more? This God that I'm telling you about, they try to talk about him in the Bible. They call him God, all that other stuff. All I know for sure is that it's power. 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 And it's love. It's love. And it is magnificent. Now, what am I saying? Why am I telling you this? I'm not telling you something I read. I did read it. But I'm telling you something that I had the opportunity to experience. I've been through some stuff, ladies and gentlemen, like a lot of people, like you have. Now, I don't know what you use for an excuse. I don't know how you justify what you had to go through. But I'm telling you exactly how I justify what I have gone through. And it has not been totally from me. That's why I say it's from God. It might not be, just might be something inside of me. But I see it from God because it's bigger than me. It's for every soul that's hurting. Everybody that's crying out saying, please, somebody please reach out and give me a helping hand. Everybody that's crying for somebody. Everybody that's crying for somebody. They're calling on. And God is saying, who can I send? Who can take care of that problem? But God is doing more than taking care of that little personal problem. It's very important. But the system that I just explained to you is what it's all about. That way, everybody is taking care of one another. They're taking care of everyone else. And that's God. That ain't no devil. That's God. Ain't no black man gonna steal your glory. Ain't no white man gonna steal the glory. Ain't no man or woman gonna steal the glory. It's invisible power exercised through your hands. All right? Thank you so very much.